actually, the first day that I walked through the doors about 25 years ago, I experienced wonderful grace through the church and the first few people that I met. At that particular time, I was going through a very difficult family situation of an issue that was hitting our family, unfortunately. And because the members of this church are full of so much grace and giving, they really, really gave my family and myself a lot of comfort and encouragement, and led us to other members of the church that could help us out in our situation. So we were able to work through the problem, and I think about that first day a lot, and I'm sure everybody can think about the first day that they walked through those doors and the first people that they met, and what a comfort and a lot of grace going on around here, which is a great thing. I'm sure a lot of you remember the 40 Days of Purpose. And that was a wonderful, wonderful time for me because I had gone over with some people at church as far as examining what your gifts and talents are. And I kind of felt that one of my gifts is as being a hostess, or reaching out to people. And I was very blessed to have a large enough home, so when the holidays came, or wanting friends to come over for meals, I was always able to do that and enjoy that. So when this opportunity came up, I felt like that little bit of a nudge that we all feel from time to time to step out and be one of the leaders. They were asking for people to open up their homes and be a leader in their home for small groups. So I felt the calling for that. And what evolved from that was after 40 Days of Purpose was over with, I continued with a small group Bible study in my home. And I had that for quite a few years. And it's even overflowed to Saturday Night Seekers. A lot of us that were in my home for the Bible study have now transitioned over here to church for that. So I just think that was a great opportunity of growth. So I appreciated that happening. When some of our members are sick, have gone through operations and need meals and help at home, I have worked with those people at work, here at church, to get meals to people in need. I've helped at food banks in the community. And what was really fun was a bunch of us, about 30, 40 of us one Saturday, got together and went out and painted fire hydrants in the neighborhood to help out and let the neighborhood know that we're here and we want to help and care about them. And of course, our Saturday Night Seekers group, Bible study, always sign about 100 Christmas cards to take to the nursing homes at Christmas time to let them know that there's someone out there that cares about them at Christmas time. Well, to look to the future, I think we always need to reflect back to the past. And my experiences here at church have been noticing members stepping out with their time and talent when it's needed the most. We've gone through some rough times of not perhaps being able to pay our mortgage, not being able to pay our bills when we were a really young church. And it was so great to see people stepping forward and having Fulfill the Promise program that we had, and pulling it all together and celebrating what we did to continue moving the church forward and growing, seeing how we've added on to the building 2 times, raising enough money for special programs. Our seed program is one as well. So we've always been able to do great things together. And we also help our families if there's an emergency that pops up with money or whatever we need. We always support our Senate and poverty throughout the world. So who knows? You can only imagine within the next 30 years what our needs will be and how great it'll be for all of us to continue stepping forward with our talents and caring in these situations. Well, in the beginning, when I started here, I absolutely couldn't imagine tithing. I didn't know anything about it. I heard people talk about it. It was, I didn't think it was something that I could ever do or wanted to do. But, I started learning more and more about grace and giving through the other members of the church. And I realized that church isn't just coming and enjoying and, this little warm, fuzzy feeling. The more you grow and the more you reach out, the more you realize that you're going to kind of doubt yourself at first, but then over time you realize that you develop a peace from within and you stop doubting and you start getting closer to God. And once that happens, good things produce from it. And if you stop and think about it, way back when Pastor Bob Linder started this church, if he doubted himself, if he doubted his talents and caring and giving, going and knocking on doors in the neighborhood, letting people know that there's going to be a new church coming, going to the bank and getting the money to fund it, we wouldn't be here today. So you do have to make sure that you remember God, grace, and generosity. And that's the only way you will be able to grow as a good Christian and continue growing the church. And I truly believe we wouldn't be here today without those beliefs ingrained in us.
God put a million doors in the world for his love to walk through. One of those doors is you. I said God put a million doors in the world